You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White sports fans, let's talk about Stephen Anthony Smith, a.k.a. Stephen A., a.k.a. Stephen A. Smith. This man is the face of ESPN. Now, last year, ESPN went through massive layoffs. I'm talking about on-air talent gone. I mean, they let go of Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. And apparently, the NBA playoffs suffered because of that. Not the same without those two guys. But Stephen A. Smith, man, he is the face of ESPN. This man is everywhere, man. Of course, everybody knows he's on First Take. He covers the NBA. He's done UFC. And reportedly, he's going to be diving into the NFL, man. I mean, this man works a lot. Plus, he also has his own show, his own podcast as well. Stephen A. has said in the past that he believes that ESPN will take care of him when it's time to actually renew his contract. Well, guys, that time is coming up pretty fast because Stephen A.'s contract ends, I believe, at the beginning of next year. So roughly like 6-7 months away from that renewal. But guys, we got some news here because we got some news that ESPN has now put out an offer. And Stephen A. Smith is probably not going to be happy with this, guys. Now, before Pat McAfee, Aikman, Buck, Stephen A. was the highest paid personality on ESPN. Right now, he's getting something like $12.5, $13 million per year. I believe Aikman and Joe Buck, they're somewhere around $18 million. Pat McAfee, somewhere around there as well. No doubt about it, guys. Stephen A. Smith wants to be the highest paid personality at ESPN, considering also that this man is everywhere. He's covering everything. So let's get into this, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can also support us on Locals, just for $5 per month. We appreciate the support. Here we go, guys. Check this out. ESPN reportedly offers massive deal to Stephen A. Smith, still short of network stars' demand. So I'm assuming, guys, that we're actually in the early stages of negotiations. But the number that ESPN offered, really not close to what Stephen A. and his agents actually want. Okay, so let's get into it. It says ESPN has reportedly made its bid to keep Stephen A. Smith, 56, as the face of the network. However, the estimated amount per year offered to Stephen A. Smith still appears far off from the TV vet's expectations for a new deal. In other words, guys, they lowballed Stephen A. Smith. According to a New York Post report, on Thursday, ESPN reached out and offered Stephen A. Smith a 5-year, $90 million deal, paying out $18 million per year. Stephen A. Smith, via his agency at William Morris Endeavor, WME, reportedly seeks a deal worth $25 million per year, which is at major odds with the network's current offer. Yeah, that is a massive difference right there. Massive. We're talking about a $7 million difference right there. They offered him $18 million. That's the same thing that they actually gave Aikman. I believe Pat McAfee is getting somewhere around there also. But usually, guys, the new guy that's up for a contract is usually probably going to get more. But not the case right now anyway with Stephen A. Now, I truly do believe Stephen A. is definitely probably going to get more than this. Stephen A. has always said, I'm a capitalist. He loves his money. Hey, don't blame you, man. I do not blame you. I mean, he's got to be furious right now with this offer. But this is the part of the business, man. It is negotiating. Negotiating. Now, Outkick says here, even at a ridiculous figure, it would be shocking for ESPN to not back up the Brinks truck. Yeah, I think they're going to up this offer. They have to. They have to, man. I mean, say what you want about Stephen A., but when it comes to ESPN personalities, I mean, he's the guy. He's the guy. Smith has been open about wanting to be ESPN's highest paid talent. Yeah, he said that. Head and shoulders above the rest. Previously speaking with Outkick founder Clay Travis, Smith said he's chasing the bag in his negotiations with the network. Now he's still a headline magnet. This means getting paid more than guys on the Monday Night Football broadcast or Pat McAfee. And to be honest, I think he should, man. I mean, this guy does everything. I mean, all Aikman has to do is show up for football. Pat McAfee does his own show. He does a few other things. But when it comes to actually putting in work at ESPN, Stephen A. is doing way more. This guy is everywhere. I don't think the man actually sleeps. You know what, Stephen A., you probably should be asking for like $30 million plus. I don't know if that's going to happen, man. When asked if he wanted to be the highest paid person at ESPN, Smith told Clay, quote, "Yes, I'm not stuttering. Hell yes, that's absolutely true." Yeah, he's made no bones about it, guys. He wants to be the highest paid person. And right now with this offer, no. He continued, quote, "I look at whether it's Pat McAfee, Mike Greenberg, Scott Van Pelt, Troy Aikman, Joe Buck, Kurt Herbstreit. The list goes on and on. I'm so honored to have the colleagues that I have and work with at ESPN every day. But at the end of the day, it would be nice one day for this man to stand before everyone and say, I am number one, and this says I'm number one." Yeah, he wants the money, man. Hey, I respect the hustle. I really do. I mean, if I was in a job, man, try to get every single dime you can get. And that goes to you guys listening too, man. You're at your job. I'm pretty sure you want as much money as you can possibly get. No one should settle. Don't settle. Whether you agree with Stephen A. or not, he should actually go out there and get what he thinks he deserves. And if ESPN wants to pay him that, hey, go ahead and do it. Now, what he could do, guys, to be honest with you, because we know that ESPN is actually owned by the Walt Disney Company, and I don't know if you guys actually saw that clip over there where this Disney executive has said, yeah, they're not trying to hire white men over there. Stephen A. Smith always says, as a black man, what if Stephen A. Smith does this? What if ESPN doesn't budge? He can actually go out there on his show and say, hey, ESPN is racist. They're trying to lowball the black man while they're actually paying white guys like Troy Aikman and Pat McAfee more money. He could actually try to play that, and the Walt Disney Company is going to panic, and they're going to say, all right, we don't want to be seen like we're racist, so Stephen A., tell us what you want. I don't think it's going to come to that, guys, but if it did, Stephen A. would definitely play the race card. No doubt about it. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.